Well, hi guys. I'm in my truck camper again, outside my house in my driveway here. I've made a few adjustments or additions, changes to my camper here. I mounted this tablet to my rear window of the truck here so that I can watch video and internet while I'm in my truck. And I happen to have two tablets. You know, one there, it's just playing some ambiance. My lights here, you guys know that I mounted those about a week ago. They've been working nicely. Oh, I got some hot water. Just finished in the microwave. Yeah, I just heated up some water because I'm gonna, let me see how hot that is. Oh yeah, it's hot enough. So anyway, I heated that up, and I'm gonna have to get some more light in here. I got it kind of dim in here because I don't want to draw attention to myself. I'm in my driveway, but I've got neighbors that I don't want to see my truck all lit up. But anyway, I'm gonna sit you guys right here, and hopefully you'll be able to see what's going on. Turn this light on here so you can see. Okay, got my water here. Turn it down a little bit further. I think you guys can see. I'm gonna leave it up there where you can see it. I don't like to cook in my truck, guys, because I don't want grease and stuff like that all in my truck. I got this here. Put this light over here on me so you guys can get a good look at this. This is got this from a dollar store. It's a oatmeal variety pack. It's got all kinds of different flavors of oatmeal in it. Very good buy. $1 and you get 6 different packages of oatmeal. Comes in these little things here. And the way you prepare them is you heat up some hot water on a camp stove or a microwave, and then you open it up, pour it into your hot water, and got to keep things clean, which is not very easy to do in a small area. I'm going to put the rest of these up here. Where they're close enough so yet I can get to them. I'm looking for a fork. The tent stake has never been used. It'll do the job. Mix this up. It's a little watery, so I'm going to put another one in there. Usually when I make hot chocolate, it's the same way. I usually need 2 packages of hot chocolate to make my hot chocolate taste good. So put 2 of them in there. There we go. Mix that up. It's not bad, guys. I'm gonna put it back in the microwave for a little bit because it's really not that hot. Back in here. Give it about a minute. So, anyway, Hope that came out good for you guys. But I got that in there going. And I got things set up pretty cool in here. And I'm going to figure I'd do a video tonight for you guys. Hold on a second, let me get myself situated. Okay, there we go. That's much better. This finally got hot. And it's really thick. That's good. Like I was saying, I don't like to cook in my truck because I don't want grease and food particles and smoke and stuff. Well, I got a smoke detector in here. I don't want to clog that up, or whatever. You can mess your smoke detector up from you using too much smoke or whatever in your vehicle, and then it won't work when you have a real fire. So I like to keep that clean. I like to keep my bedding and stuff, you know, smelling fresh and everything. Whether I don't want the smell of food in it, whatever and everything. So any cooking I do on my cooking platform outside the truck and whatever. But I will heat up water and make oatmeal or a meal ready to eat, you know, or a Mountain House meal, something like that. I will heat that up in here and eat those, you know, which works out pretty good. But anyway, I did a video earlier today about my air conditioner setup. I think that's the best air conditioner setup that you can do, period. You know, and I made it pretty detailed or whatever. I will be revisiting that, especially in the spring and summer when we get hot days when I need to use it. And I'll be using it with Cole in here with me and whatever. You know, Cole and I just need to spend some more time in here and get boundaries established, you know, where he respects my personal space a little bit better, because if he was in here right now, he'd be all over the place. He'd be all over me and in the way of the shot and everything or whatever. He's got to learn to stay in one spot and relax. And in order for me to move over here, he's got to know to automatically move over there. Or when I'm over there, he's got to move under here. You know, we got to be able to move around each other in here. And I got to train him to do that, whatever. And that's going to take some time. I'll have to spend a few days in here with him to get him to learn how to do that. But that's coming. You know, it's a work in progress. We'll work on it. Cole will get it. He's smart. But anyway, I made my video about my air conditioner today, and I figured I'd make another video here because on the way out of the park, I saw a guy in his truck camper. He was visiting the park and whatever, and he had one of these rolled up mattresses in the back of his truck or whatever. He didn't have a back window on the truck, so I was able to see up in there and see it. And I pulled him. I said, "Hey man, you got a truck camper set up there or whatever?" He's like, "No, I'm working on it. We're trying to get it started." I'm like, "Yeah man, you want to check mine out? Well, maybe you can get some ideas on how to do yours." So I went through the whole thing with my truck camper, showed him everything, did a full show of everything I've gotten here, and he was really impressed and whatever. It inspired him to do his thing for his truck camper and everything and whatever. And but in my truck camper, a lot of the stuff I've got in my truck camper, I've learned from other YouTubers and other videos I've watched. You know, I've copied off of and whatever, right down to my materials. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this pattern before. I think I got this from one of the truck stops when I was traveling. A Love's or someplace like that or whatever. I probably got this one too. This is the purple kind or whatever. You know, variety of those, whatever. Big buddy, little buddy heaters. You're going to see those a lot because they actually work. They're good heaters. You know, anything that works, people are going to use, and people are going to reuse, and they're going to pass it on, and other people are going to copy. And Reflectix is another thing. Good stuff. You know, it works. You know, so you're going to see a lot of it. A lot of different people are going to use it in a lot of different ways, and they're going to, you know, build on it, whatever. So the whole community gets better at doing this and whatever. But speaking of the community that's doing this, now I'm 58 years old. I have a house that I live in or whatever. This is a part-time thing for me. You know, I drive this truck back and forth to work every day. It's pretty much my bug-out vehicle. If some catastrophe happens, you know, I'm prepared. I'm pretty well equipped or whatever. But it's really made up. It's made up for camping. Camping equipment is bug-out equipment. It's the same stuff you would need if you had to bug out, or if you were displaced and had to leave your home or whatever, and abandon all your other stuff or whatever. You're going on a camping trip and whatever. It's pretty much what you're doing. You're living off the land, off of your supplies and everything and whatever. Camping is a good way of learning how to do prepping and whatever. And if you're a camper, you're a prepper. Plain and simple. I mean, one supports the other. It's the same thing. So bug out gear is camping gear. Camping gear is bug out gear. So the better your camping gear is, the better your bug out gear is going to be. It's pretty much the same stuff. But in my situation, it's not, it's bug out gear, but it's camping gear. Like I said, I don't live in my truck full time. The longest I've ever, done this or whatever, well, I just got this truck last year, so I haven't did any traveling yet. And whatever, I have spent the night. I went camping for a week in this truck. I've done it for like 3 weeks straight before, camping in this truck or whatever, at a campsite, whatever, at a paid campsite with hookups and whatever, with electric and water and everything, whatever, and they had bathrooms and everything available to me. So it wasn't really like boondocking kind of camping or whatever. But this truck and my setup or whatever is well capable of doing that. But like I was saying, a lot of people that are doing the truck camping thing, they're looking to live in their vehicles or whatever. I see a lot of videos with people living in their vehicles or whatever. Me personally, I would not want to do that. I could do it for a period of time. If I'm going to go down south to Florida to escape the Michigan winter, I could spend 3 months in this truck and campsites or boondocking, whatever gets me through. That is doable. With my dog Cole, I could do it, but I would need more room to be comfortable. That's why I'm building the camper, my utility trailer. I'm turning it into a camper so that I can use that as an extension of this truck, so because this is pretty small, pretty cramped or whatever, with the trailer, I'd be able to put Cole in the trailer and I could stay in here, or vice versa or whatever. But the trailer would have more room, so I'd probably put Cole in there. So, but this right here, I could be very, very, very stealth inside here, and it will work out. But there are people out there that actually live in their vehicles, and I'm going to tell you why this is becoming so popular is because people want to live in their vehicles, because people are tired of paying high rent. They're tired. They can't afford to qualify to get a loan, to get a home, a house. I can imagine what that would be like and whatever. I mean, when I got my house, I got a mobile home. I was in my 20s when I got it. I was just starting off working, starting to make good money, and I had to work 2 jobs to be able to qualify to get the house that I got and whatever. But I went ahead and got it, whatever. In my mind, and everybody else was saying this is a good starter house, starter. I'm like, okay, yeah, starter house. I'll move up and get a bigger and better one later, and make my way up the corporate ladder or whatever. But during the course of when I got the house or whatever, I had to work 2 jobs to be able to qualify for the loan, because when I got the loan for my house, the prices were really low, but credit was really tight. You really had to prove that you could pay these people back before they would give you a loan. I'd say after I got my house, about 3 years after I got my house, they started giving away loans like candy. Everybody was getting a loan, whatever, for houses and whatever. People that were younger than me or my age were getting $100,000 homes, with the big cathedral ceilings and all lots of space and everything and whatever. I was like, and I was in the construction industry, so I saw it. I saw people having their houses built because they were passing out loans like it wasn't nothing. I had to work hard to get my loan. I had to work 2 jobs to get mine in order to qualify. And 3 years later, you could get a loan so easy it wasn't funny and whatever. They were just giving them away and whatever. So everybody was buying homes, getting bigger homes and whatever. And I almost got caught up in that goofiness and upgraded, got rid of my house and almost got a bigger house, but I didn't do it. I held fast. I'm like, you know what? it was so hard to get into this house. Well, I don't want to go through that hell again or whatever. So I held back and whatever, and I'm glad I did, because it was a scam. They gave these people these loans. They knew they wouldn't be able to afford them to pay it and whatever. And these people got in over their heads and got upside down on their homes, on their houses and everything. And then that housing crash happened, and a lot of people lost their houses and everything and whatever, and all the money they put into it and whatever. And it was a disaster. Me, I was able to make it through that rough time because my house was very inexpensive. My payments weren't that bad, and I was able to keep up with it and whatever. It was hard. Now it was hard. If I had some rough times, but I managed to make it through because I wasn't crazy. I didn't get a really big house with that big mortgage and whatever, and that big payments and everything. Where I got this modest little mobile home, and after that went through and everything happened, I saw people losing their houses and whatever. I said, you know what? I'm gonna stick with this house. I don't need anything bigger. I'm happy with what I got, and I still got it to this day. Paid off now and everything. All I have to do is pay taxes or whatever, and I'm in pretty good shape or whatever. I got to pay home association fees and everything for the park that I live in. But other than that, I'm golden. Whether my utilities and everything, whatever. So I don't have to work that hard. I don't have to work 2 jobs anymore. I don't have to kill myself on a job. I don't have to put up with bullshit of these bosses and everything on these jobs, trying to work you to death. These people trying to eat up your life and work you to death and whatever on these jobs. I don't have to go through all that anymore because I have, I can say, screw you and go get another job. So that's a good feeling to be in, where you're not controlled by these people and whatever. Because if you got a big, huge house and you got 2 or 3 kids and you got a huge mortgage and you got a 30-year mortgage, they're talking about giving you 60-year mortgages or whatever. I don't know if that ever is going to happen or not, but they're thinking about it. And if they do that, the prices are going to go up even higher, because the more time they give you, the more prices they can make the prices higher. But anyway, people aren't going for that craziness now. So now people are getting smart and they're starting to realize that tiny houses are the way to go. They want small houses and really not even messing with houses, period. They're getting their vehicles cost as much as houses now. A top of the line, brand new F-150 Super Duty costs as much, if not more, than my house was when I first bought my house or whatever. I mean, you're paying a house payment for a car, for a vehicle. So people are like, well, I might as well live in my vehicle if I'm going to pay that much for it, which is smart. If I had to do over again, I probably would consider that myself, however, as opposed to getting into a mortgage situation. Because at least with a vehicle, you're mobile. You can go find work and whatever and go for different places and everything. You can have adventure, and you're paying for your house at the same time as you're having your vehicle. Sorry about that. So people have decided to just get vehicles and live in them, So, but yeah, it makes sense. But since I do have a house, I have a home to live in, and I have a vehicle as well, I can do both. I get the best of both worlds. But if I was doing it over again, I didn't have a house, I had to start over, it'd be vehicle all the way around. So my hat's off to the people that live in their vehicles, especially if they're living in a car. A truck, a pickup truck. Now, the guy I ran into, he had a truck with a 8-foot bed in it. Well, my truck has a 6.5-foot bed. I don't know what I would do with all the extra space. 8-foot bed. I would have room for Cole to have his own little area, and then I'd have my area. I'd probably keep my area like this, the same size, but with the extra 2 feet, that would be Cole's spot, So, but anyway, I would like to have a 8-foot bed, a vehicle with an 8-foot bed, whatever. But it is what it is. So, anyway, that's what's going on with people, and the situation with the craze of people living in their vehicles. Whatever. People are tired; they don't want to pay the rent, and whatever, because you're just throwing away money paying rent, and whatever. People are, they got to work on these jobs. People don't want to work, which I don't blame them. I don't want to work either. But I've put in, over 30 years of work throughout my life and whatever. I've worked enough. I'm tired. I'm ready to stop or whatever. You know, I'm talking about people that are young, that are just starting off, that are full of energy, and should be able to work or whatever. They don't want to work or whatever. You know, so they're not going for it or whatever. You know, and I don't blame them. You know, so my hat's off to you. If you can get a big enough vehicle to live in and set it up where you're comfortable, more power to you. It's not for everybody. It's definitely not for everybody. Me, I can sleep in here on this bed here. I got a little bit of space between the bed and the roof here, whatever. A lot of people would be claustrophobic. They would lose their minds in something so enclosed and tight like this or whatever. It's like a casket and whatever. There's probably more room in a casket from top to bottom there, you know, but I'm perfectly fine with it, whatever. Everybody isn't the same. Some people, you know, won't be able to do that, whatever. Me, I personally couldn't stay inside of a car. I ended up doing that one time, and I was miserable. Before I had this vehicle, I had a Cadillac CTS, and I would go camping in that car. I brought a tent with me. I'd take the car to the campsites, put my tent up, hook everything up, and I'd stay in the tent and whatever, and have the car parked there beside it and whatever. But I went to Illinois to see the solar eclipse. When we had the solar eclipse, I went to go see that, and I got myself a campsite and everything all set up. I had a tent set up and everything, and then I was looking at the television. It was I was listening to the radio, and they were saying that you got to be in this certain area to see totality. Totality is when you can see the actual sun get covered up by the moon completely, and I didn't want to miss that. I didn't want to try to drive that far only to miss it, and I only see a partial covering. So I said, well, let me go see if I can get a better spot someplace else. So I left my campsite there, left my tent up and everything, and drove to another spot. But it also happens that the spot that I went to was on the other side of the Ohio River, and I took a ferry to get there. And by the time I got there and got myself together and decided to get the spot and whatever, the ferry weren't going back across anymore. So it took me another 4 hours to get back to my campsite to get my stuff and bring my stuff back, which I didn't have time to do. So I decided to just stay there and stay in my car with the equipment that I had. And sleeping in my car, it was a miserable thing. It was just tight. I would never do that again. I don't think I'll ever buy a car again for that reason, because with a truck, you've got a bed, and you can make yourself a bed in the back of a pickup truck with a cap on it and whatever, and you can live in there. An Escalade. So anyway, guys, I appreciate my new subscribers. You guys are going to be in for a hell of a ride this year. I've got lots of stuff planned, and it's only going to get better. My camping setup here, I'm going to make improvements all the time. And you guys will be able to get ideas for making your campers better. And my trailer, I'm going to be doing the same thing with that. And we're going to be going on camping adventures, and we're going to be traveling. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff this year. So stay tuned to my channel, subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys around. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.